Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with Giz571 on the crew, going for one of the big jumps. This is a tricky jump. Gets amazingly lucky with the landing. The buggy gets fired up into the air. Unfortunately, while he didn't quite go forward in the drink, the buggy is now well and truly wedged on the concrete wall there. On to Forza 6 with LM145. Pit stops can at times be a little bit dodgy, and this is one of those times. The cars get kind of merging together. Now, you always are scared when this starts happening, because you're never quite sure what the game's going to do, and sure enough, the cars promptly get fired up into the air. Normally, things are okay when that happens, just sometimes, a game likes to launch cars, and then it does more damage than you ever went into the pits to fix. Lunar Eclipse on Forza Horizon 2, travelling at very high speed in his Toyota Supra, dodges the car, can't quite hold it around the corner. We then go sort of full wall ride, full offset invisible wall, and plummet through the sea. Not a good day for that Supra. On to a GTA 5 with Paddy Fancy as he's coming up towards the finish of this race. Just carries a lot of speed around far too tight a return across the line, and Franklin gets fired out of the car, and that would be the race slightly failed. So he goes and tries it again, and coming up to exactly the same part of the track is using the Franklin slow-mo ability around this final corner, and doesn't quite spot the car coming across in front of him, and gets taken out and crosses the line, this time upside down. Apparently the finish of this race is very, very difficult. He does complete it that time out, mind, but manages to finish on his roof. Blaze 053 on GTA 5 with, the police are up to their usual tricks again, aren't they? This time it is 4 police officers that are confused by a gate. They have managed to park their car in such a way that they can't push the gate open, and now they really do not have a clue. One of them manages to laggy phase through it, and then kind of the gravitational pull of the gate won't let go of him. Yeah, the gates are apparently very, very confusing. Bogdan 2304 on a GTA 5 with, I don't even know what the AI is doing over here, trying to do some donuts, just kind of randomly spinning around in a circle for no apparent reason. Not bothering anybody, just, doing his own thing, stays out of traffic, and then decides, I'm going back to being a normal person again, and we'll rejoin the road. Maybe he was lost. I have no idea what caused him to do that one. Up next, a lesson in why you shouldn't be fiddling around with the radio when you've just set your car going at rather decent speeds, as the Armoured Kuruma takes a little bit of off-road turn and gets well and truly wedged. Yeah, you're not getting that one there off the wall, stuck between the fences and the building. Douglas 1 on GTA 4 this time, racing down the motorway. Doesn't quite judge it right down there. I don't know, we didn't know there was a barrier or trying to change lanes. Either way, the car goes up in the air, flips and twists, lands on the front of a Sultan. And that blue Sultan did not look healthy, and that had nothing to do with all of this. But there's a pretty big flip off the barrier. I don't care no one on Destiny with spots some rocks, wants to do a little bit of off-roading with the Sparrow, but doesn't quite get it right and goes for a tumble, then he carries on as if nothing happened. Destiny, it most definitely will roll with the assistance of some rocks. Briggsy 1993 on Mad Max with a car spitting lots of fire, hits the boost at the wrong time, clips a rock, gets fired into the air, and then we do many spins in Hot Rod. That was, any stat landing as well. Impressive number of spins from that thing. Zombie Cheese on Bridge Constructor with physics not quite knowing what to do with 2 trucks as they start falling off this bridge. The first they get tangled together by the edge of the platform. One of them gets launched backwards, and then the other one gets launched forwards. The forwards one very, very nearly makes it to the finish line, and then promptly doesn't. And then amazingly, the second of the trucks has managed to ping its way back out to the start line, but being the fool that it is, decides that it would be a much better idea to go and join his fellow truck in the middle of the water. Yeah, I don't know why, but physics did not quite know what to do with the trucks and decided they should both go up into the air. Up next, on to a Need for Speed Most Wanted, we learn a very important lesson. as to why not to mess around with the police. So this Corvette driver was sort of beeping his horn and generally irritating the police officer while he was behind him, gets the Corvette in front, and continues to irritate the cop by kind of just parking stationary. Now this is a silly idea. You shouldn't test them. Well, he doesn't actually run into the police. The police gets annoyed, decides to give chase, give him a nudge, and he wasn't quite paying full attention to where the oncoming traffic was, and karma instantly hit him in the face. Up next, onto a race 07 with Mr. Psycho, comes into the pits during a race. However, the AI have decided that they don't want to slow down for the pit lane and plough straight into the back of him. And that's both of them well and truly out of the race. The orange and black car there, that AI is a disappointment. It is not worthy of the orange and black colours. Just completely flat out into the back of the player car there. They were going to make the pit lane anyway. Jack DeGaff on R Factor with the Lotus Exige that has an awful lot of grip at the Top Gear test track. Yeah, that's a grip roll from the Lotus. It's not really ideal going around Chicago to have a car end up onto its roof. And finally, we have Krampus again on R Factor with a Raikkonen versus Alonso, and Raikkonen's got bored of racing. And the Lotus, sure enough, ends up on its roof. And then even worse, is stuck outside the track. That's a very peculiar way to see a Formula 1 car fall over. Speeds the replay up, but yeah, the Lotus, and that isn't going anywhere. That is well and truly stuck. Anyway, that is it for this episode of FailRace. If you have clips you would like to submit to this series, then you can via our forums. There will be a link in the description. At the very top of the page is the FailRace clip submission section, and in there you can find all of the rules and how to submit clips. But that is it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.